Tonight, in our coverage, the U.S. House votes in favor of a bill to sanction the International Criminal Court for issuing arrest warrants against Israeli leaders. Assalamu alaikum and good evening. This is Muslim News Canada on Muslim Network TV. I am Ahmed Ramadan. The Liberal Party has scheduled its leadership elections for March 9th, following Justin Trudeau's announcement to step down. The National Council has set a $350,000 entry fee for candidates to be paid by January 23rd, a significant increase from the $75,000 fee in the last leadership race. Voting registration will close on January 27th. Eligibility is restricted to Canadian citizens and permanent residents, age 14 or older, barring non-Canadian residents from voting in party contests to prevent foreign interference. Potential candidates include Foreign Affairs Minister Melanie Joly, Innovative Minister François-Philippe Champagne, and Employment Minister Stephen McKinnon. Former central banker Mark Carney, ex-finance minister Chrystia Freeland, and British Columbia's former premier Christy Clark are also reportedly interested. Ottawa MP Chandra Arya and ex-Montreal MP Frank Baylis have declared their bids. The party has yet to clarify whether cabinet ministers must resign to contest. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has accused U.S. President-elect Donald Trump of stirring talks about Canada becoming the 51st state to distract from looming tariffs. In an interview with CNN, Trudeau said Trump aims to divert attention from the severe economic impact of the proposed 25% tariffs on Canadian exports, including oil, gas, steel, and lumber. Canada is preparing countermeasures in case these tariffs proceed, targeting U.S.-made products. While Trudeau has emphasized Canada is unwilling to impose retaliatory measures, he has vowed a firm response if necessary. He has also dismissed claims that Trump influenced his resignation decision and stressed that collaboration between the countries will help avoid economic harm. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre is urging stronger U.S. advocacy, warning of job losses if tariffs are implemented. He also rejected Trump's annexation suggestion and reaffirmed Canada's sovereignty. Russia is closely monitoring U.S. claims to Greenland and Canada. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov criticized Trump's rhetoric as dramatic. President-elect Donald Trump has recently suggested Greenland and Canada should join the U.S. to boost national security. Trump says the move would ensure economic stability and protect against Russian and Chinese threats. Peskov accuses Washington of hypocrisy, pointing to U.S. accusations of Russia annexing Ukrainian regions. He says the U.S. must respect self-determination everywhere. Peskov also criticizes Europe's muted response to Trump's rhetoric. He has reiterated Russia's strategic interests in the Arctic, urging cooperation to ensure stability and peace in the region. The U.S. House of Representatives has passed the Illegitimate Court Counteraction Act targeting the International Criminal Court. The move comes after the top court issued arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant over alleged war crimes in Gaza. The bill, passed by 243 to 140 votes, proposes sanctions against foreigners aiding the court against citizens of the U.S. or its allies, including Israel. Measures include freezing assets and visa bans. The bill has now advanced to the Senate, where swift approval is expected. Republican lawmakers have labeled the International Criminal Court as a kangaroo court. They are showing strong support for Israel amidst its ongoing war in Gaza. Human rights groups have criticized the legislation, warning it undermines justice and aligns the U.S. with impunity. At the same time, Poland has assured the safety of Israeli officials, including Netanyahu, attending the Auschwitz liberation anniversary. Despite being a member of the court, Poland has pledged no arrests. The court is facing increasing challenges from nations like the U.S. and Israel, which reject its jurisdiction. Israeli airstrikes have killed nearly 490 Palestinians in the first 9 days of this year. Drone attacks today in Khan Yunis have killed 1 civilian and wounded 2. Yesterday, strikes on a school in Jabalia sheltering displaced families killed 3 people, including a child, and injuring 25 others. Hospitals across Gaza are struggling to cope with severe fuel shortages, putting patients and newborns at grave risk as generators run dry. Israel has blocked most humanitarian efforts, repeatedly denying critical supplies and aid deliveries entries. Only 19,000 weather-appropriate clothing kits have been distributed, while there is a need for 220,000 kits. The military has blocked 149 out of 165 attempts by the United Nations to deliver aid to northern Gaza, which is under a crippling military siege for more than 3 months. 16 additional aid attempts have been obstructed by Israeli officials in recent weeks. A troubling report by the United Nations reveals aid workers face deadly risks. 369 have been killed since the onset of war. Israel's genocide in Gaza has killed at least 46,000 Palestinians. More than 100,000 have been wounded. In November last year, the International Criminal Court issued arrest warrants for Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his former Defense Minister Yoav Gallant for war crimes and crimes against humanity. Israel faces a genocide case at the International Court of Justice for its war on the enclave. Elon Musk has endorsed Germany's far-right AfD party ahead of elections. In a live chat on X, he urged voters to back leader Alice Weidel, calling her the candidate to save Germany. On the session that was attended by 190,000 people, Musk criticized Germany's energy policies, immigration, and bureaucracy. Musk has compared media treatment of AfD to Nazi-era censorship, while labeling Germany's president a tyrant, demanding Chancellor Scholz resign. European leaders are expressing concern over Musk's political influence. Spain has accused him of undermining democracy, while France is urging tougher EU laws to curb his influence. On the other hand, Italy's Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni defends Musk's rhetoric, calling them as an expression of his views. Meloni's government is considering a Starlink contract for secure communications. Critics are questioning if private firms should handle such sensitive matters. A flu-like virus, human metapneumovirus, is spreading in China, primarily affecting children under 14. Cases have also surfaced in India and the United Kingdom. The virus, first identified in 2001, causes symptoms similar to flu, including cough, fever, and nasal congestion. It spreads through droplets and contaminated surfaces entering the respiratory system. Most infections are mild and resolve within 7 to 10 days. However, vulnerable groups such as infants, the elderly, and those with weakened immunity are at risk of severe complications like pneumonia. China is piloting a monitoring system to track the virus. Authorities urge increased surveillance and standard precautions such as hand washing. Global data on the virus remains limited, and there are no vaccine or specific treatments for the virus. That's all from our Toronto studios. Thank you for watching Muslim News Canada. We are a community channel dedicated to bringing you stories you can trust. Please like, share, and subscribe to our content. You can also comment to let us know what you think of our coverage. You can donate now by visiting muslimnetworktv/donate. For more content, keep watching Muslim Network TV.